Hey everyone, I'm just gonna do a quick trade recap on a euro dollar trade I took this past week. It was maybe, I took maybe 2 trades this week, and I've actually only taken about 7 trades this entire month, the previous month. Um, just been busy. I'm watching my girls full time. I took a nice little vacation. So I haven't been super active. I'm looking to do more swing trades or longer term holds. When I say longer term, this was just 6 days and, it was an over the weekend hold. So, not super long in the grand scheme of things. But we'll see what's going to happen in the future. I'd like to still try and day trade as much as I can, but um, you know, watching my girls full time, I was using more limit orders and, kind of just picking, an area where I thought would be a decent turnaround point instead of just kind of being able to watch the charts and assess price action as price got to those areas. I was just kind of putting a blind limit order there. And I was taking a little bit more drawdown than I'd like and you know, not getting the best entries. So I want to get into swing trading and capitalizing on more larger moves while holding through minor retracements. Um, but this is one of my first attempts at that. So we'll get into it. On the daily chart, you can see overall we're in a downtrend. We're just kind of making our way down low with our most recent lows here back in January. But as of right now on the daily chart, we're in an uptrend. We have our low. We made a high and then retraced back down and put in a higher low. Then whatever, put in a higher low than this point, made a higher high, and most recently made a higher low than this one. So that's the definition of an uptrend. So I was looking to see how price was going to respond at this daily trend line area here. And you can see once the bulls stepped back in off of this daily trend line, we'll drop down to a 4-hour chart. I was looking for an opportunity to get long, so once the buyers stepped in, and we made a little top here, I grabbed a fib and fibbed that little move there. And also notice that we started forming this little kind of minor uptrend on the or trend line on the 4-hour chart, and kind of right around this general area was a nice area of confluence. We had the 61.8 fib retracement of our lows to the highs at the time, and then we had the daily trend line, the minor trend line, and as well a nice little level that had formed here. Kind of draw it in a little bit more precise here, or averaged, I guess you could say. So we kind of have something like that. Off of the lows, we caught some resistance there and retraced back down and retested our general low area. Broke through it, used it as support before the large bullish move off of the daily trend line. And we were kind of, so I had a limit order just a couple pips above this level just to, get in if it retested it, which it did eventually, kind of retest this general area here. Sunday night, right at the close, had a nice pin bar, bullish pin bar off of that level, and then that's where we took off from there. I entered on one of these candles here. It was on Friday of last week on the 14th, and I didn't feel like we were going to be able to maybe get back down that low. We were really struggling to get below that 1.0610 level. And as I was at the charts at the time, I entered manually after deleting my limit order. I saw this, just kind of bullish engulfing candle off of off of this level here, and I'm pretty sure it was just this retracement back down into these areas here that I just entered at market. Had my stop loss just below the lows we had. It was about a 50 pip stop loss, and we just kind of started taking off from there slowly after a little bit of consolidation. But as price moved up, broke these highs, I just kind of slowly trailed my stop up based off of structure. Once we consolidated here and then kind of formed this low and then failed to get back down there, I moved my stop up a little bit more, just below the peaks of these. And then as we broke out, I went ahead and rolled my stop up even more into right about 100 pips of profit, just a little over 100 pips. So somewhere around there, I don't know. It was in the middle of all this structure here. The reason why I exited this trade was I haven't gotten to the point where I hold through these retracements yet on these swing trades. I'm not convinced that this uptrend is over. We're catching nice support off of this level here, which was broken. So I may be actually looking to re-enter this next week, so we'll see. But the reason why I exited where I did, just took profit, is one, I'm a chicken still, and I don't like to give much back. And two, we were kind of at a major point in which I could potentially see this downtrend continue from here. One, just on this 1 hour chart, this was a major turning point in the market. Buyers stepped in here and drove it higher, and sellers stepped in here and drove it higher. And we were right there, smack dab. And it was the 61.8 fib retracement. Another thing I saw, if we bump back out to the daily chart, this was a trend line actually. I could potentially see this doing one of these numbers, where we have actually a wedge. This was a false breakout, and we're going to continue maybe down some more. So that's why I exited where I did. The charts were showing some weakness on the 4 hour chart. We were making higher highs on price, but lower highs on the stochastic. So divergence was present, indicating that there's a potential momentum shift. So there were numerous things. There was this little trend line thing that was kind of being rejected from. So I was trying to stay objective and not holding any unnecessary drawdown or retracements. I'm still trying to find the best way to swing trade, but also I don't know, maybe I just need to get to that point where I set it and forget it. But as of right now, I haven't gotten there. So even on the 1 hour chart was showing some nice reasons for exiting. We put in like 3 black crows or 3 red crows, whatever you want to call them. That's kind of a reversal sign, I think, in of itself. But as we retraced back up and printed this doji lower than the highs, I was like, all right, I'm just going to take profit here. And it spiked back up, retested that 61.8, and then that was its turning point, and it's kind of rolled over since then. even broken back below this structure level here. So this little area here is kind of on my watch list. You know, we are in that area now where we've, you know, had some decision points made in the past. You know, so we'll see how price reacts. I'm not going to enter anything right now, but we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm not convinced that this, you know, these moves aren't going to be over with, this little uptrend, but you know, as of right now, you know, the daily is kind of momentum's rolling over, so we're due for some type of retracement. So I may look to re-enter if we can kind of make our way back down to this daily trend line. So we'll see what happens. Also, if I kind of average this out here, you know, that's looking pretty good. See what it looks like on a 4-hour chart here. That's not looking too bad. So those kind of lining up there. Fib wise, you know, if we take this impulse move up, you know, we got a 78.6. That looks nice. We've got some structure down here. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more retracement back down to maybe this area here, and then I'll maybe look for another long. By then, the daily would likely to be kind of closer to oversold, but we'll see how it shapes up next year, or next week rather. This, like I said, may just, you know, be its refueling point before it, you know, takes off up, you know, to targets, if I can get my things to work. So we'll see. We'll have to play it by ear. Just kind of try and analyze the charts the best we can. And another thing that's kind of forming up here is a potential head and shoulders. You know, so if we can get back up here to around that 78.6 of this impulse move, you know, that might not be a bad target if we get another entry next week. So we'll have to see. That's something that's potentially forming, and then obviously with an uptrend, you would expect price to at least make it up to these highs, and then make a new high. So long-term target wise, you know, obviously that 109 area is attractive for people who swing trade properly and just buy and hold. But we'll see how things work out. If you have any questions, let me know.